Daniel and I go on a lot of trips, some of them better planned than others. The filming was possibly the least planned aspect of this trip, evidenced by my lack of B-roll and surplus of driving footage. This time we went to Hurricane, Utah on a yeehaw road trip adventure, brain-fried, post-Beyond Wonderland and during spring break. Alright, so we're just starting off on our trip.
Oh, you're doing this?
Yeah. Listen, we gotta narrate the experience.
That's
right?
cute.
Yeah, and
Sure.
so right now we just got on the 22, very familiar, and we're gonna head out to Hurricane, Utah right away. About a 6-hour drive, not too bad.
And ditching all the fucking rain and cold for
Yeah.
it's gonna be in Cali this week.
We started out leaving comfortably late morning from Garden Grove on day one. It was indeed raining and relatively cold in Southern California, but soon we made it over the mountains and into the desert. We finally made it past the rain and into the yeehaw, into the desert yeehaw specifically.
We went from party desert to like desert.
Yeah. Real desert shit. This is like literally all I can think of is Fallout New Vegas. I've spent so much of my time in that game.
New Austin and Red Dead Redemption.
We made our way through Nevada and a tiny bit of Arizona towards our first stop, an Airbnb RV in Hurricane, Utah. We made it there a little past sunset, much thanks to the Airbnb owner's very explicit directions, and very much not thanks to our failing upwards model of navigation. Alright, we are in Utah in our little sleeper car, little RV, Airbnb thing. Outside inside of Hurricane, Utah. Just cooked some foods, some beef and, mashed potato, but like with water, herb mashed potato, actual herbs like sage and thyme, I didn't put weed in it, and asparagus and mushrooms, that kind of stuff. And we're just gonna chill, have a good time, sleep, and then do cool shit tomorrow. The next morning, day 2 at around 7, because that's when the park opens and also when I could bother Daniel enough to wake him up, we made our way to Quail Creek State Park. I had plans to fish the whole day, and Daniel was going to do some picking up stuff we forgot, and then solo hiking, because our hiking styles are completely opposite. It was raining when I got to the park. We didn't really escape the rain and cold. I made my way to the dock, and proceeded to not catch any fish off this beautiful dock. After a while, I decided to hike towards the north end of the lake. I went the wrong direction, actually. I ended up essentially walking the entire side of the lake, but when I finally got there, it was really pretty, and I didn't mind too much. It was a great walk. Okay, we got a fish. It's a pretty nice trout. Now, the reason I netted this, and I'm not, with this kind of net, and I'm not like, wetting my hands or just quick releasing it, is because we're gonna take it and cook it. But normally when you catch a trout, when you net it, you want to keep it in the water as much as possible. You want to keep your hands wet, keep their slime all on their body, if you're not gonna keep the trout. But this trout's gonna be a beautiful meal. It's all pretty basic stuff. Excuse the footage quality in this one. It's difficult to film when you're fighting and netting the fish. I ended up hooking 2 more trout. I lost one and netted this one. Utah state law allows those with fishing licenses to keep up to 4 salmonids, trout, salmon, that kind of thing, in aggregate, and we kept 2 and cooked them, and I forgot to film it. Alright, we just checked out of our Airbnb in Utah, in Hurricane, Utah. We're heading down to St. George to get me a cowboy hat and also to eat food. And then go to a few record stores, music stores. We'll see if I get a guitar or not.
I might get a guitar.
It's real gorgeous out here. God, just look at that drive.
Look at mountains.
Mountains.
That's like the view when we got out of the RV.
Yeah. We made our way to St. George and grabbed breakfast and honey-drizzled corn dogs for later on the road. We also visited a record store and about 3 different guitar shops. Both of us were hoping to find a used guitar, each of us with different requirements for said guitar, but neither of us found what we wanted exactly. Visiting any music store is always fun, tempting, dangerous to the wallet. Alright, after all of the little side quests in St. George, Utah, we're gonna start heading over to Nevada. We're heading over to Searchlight. We have another sleeper RV booked there in our Airbnb. I fulfilled my main reason for going on this entire trip, which is acquiring a cowboy hat. That's it.
The whole trip.
That was the whole trip.
We went to Utah for that.
Yeah. The trout were cool, but like this hat, no, that's priceless. Yeah. So we're gonna blast some Elton John and some like all the other CDs we have, and go really fast down the 15.
At 15 seconds.
We wore our cowboy hats and aviators and shouted along to Fleetwood Mac and Elton John in the gorgeous, jaw-dropping desert. The vibes, immaculate. As we soaked in the scenery and fresh air and fumbled around with CDs and CD cases, we made our way through Vegas, stopping at a record store, and then through to our next Airbnb RV in Searchlight, where I also forgot to film that night. Alright, we're here in Searchlight, Nevada, about 13 miles from Lake Mojave, where I fished yesterday. Not too much luck. And we're actually getting ready to go. We're packing up everything, and Gary's showering. Didn't get a chance to check in last night, but you know. But we're about to drive down to Silverwood Lake today. Gary's gonna go hang out in Menifee for a little bit, and I'm gonna fish Silverwood Lake, and then after that we're gonna be home. For day 4, the main thing in our itinerary was just making it back to Orange County by the next day, so we didn't have too many plans. Silverwood is beautiful and crowdless, but the fishing was incredibly slow, as I was told by the wonderful Marina folks, and as I found out. But the high elevation lake was still absolutely gorgeous, and it was still a great time. On the way to pick me up, Daniel actually hit traffic, and it was unclear if he would make it before the gates closed. I decided to walk to the entrance just in case, about 2 miles. It was pretty tough. It's a pretty high up place and it was pretty climby, but it was also perhaps the best walk I've ever taken in my entire life. The views were just incredible. I can't put the audio in this next part coming up because of aggressively copyrighted music we're singing along to, but thanks for watching. Hopefully I can show you more of our trips, because we certainly love going on them.